My coworker unboxed a $2,500 Louis Vuitton bag, while still owing me almost $2,000. I saw absolute red. I'm 26. My coworker Sarah is 27. 3 months ago, Sarah was sobbing. She was about to be evicted. We were work besties. I felt bad for her. I did something stupid. I dipped into my emergency fund. I gave her $1,800 to cover her rent. No contract, just a hug. She promised to pay me back ASAP. Fast forward to last week. A senior lead position opened up. We both applied. Sarah got it. I was crushed, but supportive. The role came with a $20,000 raise. I thought, great, now she can finally pay me back. Yesterday, the team went to lunch to celebrate Sarah's promotion. Sarah was glowing. Then, she pulled a huge orange shopping bag from under the table. She squealed. I decided to treat myself. She pulled out a Neverfull tote. I need to look the part of a manager, right? Everyone oohed and awed. I sat there, stunned. I have $412 in my checking account until next Friday, because I'm still recovering from lending her the money. I couldn't help it. I said, loud enough for the director to hear, "Wow, that's beautiful, Sarah. Does this mean you have the $1,800 you borrowed for rent 3 months ago?" The table went silent. You could hear a pin drop. Sarah turned bright crimson. She laughed nervously and said, "The poster, don't be tacky, we're celebrating." I shot back, my voice shaking. "It's not tacky to want my savings back before you buy designer gear. You said you were broke." She started crying. She grabbed her new bag and ran out of the restaurant. The lunch ended awkwardly, immediately after. Now half the office is calling me a jealous saboteur. They think I tried to humiliate her because I didn't get the promotion. Even my work husband thinks I should have texted her privately. But she's been ignoring my texts about the money for weeks. HR has scheduled a meeting with me on Monday for creating a hostile environment. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. But maybe the timing was wrong.
So, am I the a-hole, or is she? Let me know your verdict.
My fiancé just blew our entire wedding fund on his work wife, and now he's calling *me the monster. I'm writing this from a Motel 6. I can't even look at the man I'm supposed to marry in 22 days. I'm 27. My fiancé, Mark, is 30. We've been saving for our dream wedding for 3 years. We had a joint savings account. It had exactly $18,000 in it. That was for the final vendor payments due this week. Yesterday, I went to wire the caterer $6,200. Insufficient funds. I froze. I checked the app and saw a transfer of $15,000 to a name I recognized immediately, Sarah. Sarah is the new marketing coordinator at Mark's office. He's been mentoring her for 6 months. I've met her twice. She's bubbly, gorgeous, and always texting him memes at 10 p.m. I've tried to be cool, but this broke me. When Mark came home, I was shaking. I showed him the phone. He didn't even flinch. He sighed and said, "She was being evicted, the poster. Her landlord raised the rent and her car broke down the same week. She had nowhere to go." I screamed, "So you gave her our wedding?" He corrected me calmly. "I loaned her the money. She's going to pay us back," I asked when he mumbled over the next year. He admitted he didn't ask me. He said I would be heartless and irrational about it. Now we can't pay the caterer or the venue. We are going to lose our deposits. The wedding is effectively canceled. Unless I beg my parents for money, which I refuse to do. But that's not even the worst part. Mark is currently blowing up my phone. He says I'm a bridezilla for caring more about a party than a human being's safety. He says I'm jealous and insecure for thinking something is going on between them. But $15,000, without asking, to a girl he's known for 6 months. I feel like I'm the crazy one. Is this financial infidelity, or am I actually being a monster?
Did I overreact, or is he completely out of line? Let me know what you think.
I'm staring at a laptop screen worth $4.2 million, and I feel like I'm going to throw up. My dad died 11 months ago from a stroke. He was 58. The story was that he lost everything in a crypto collapse back in 2022. He put his retirement, my college fund, everything into Bitcoin. When the exchange got hacked, he claimed he lost it all. The guilt killed him. We buried him a hero who tried to get rich for his family and failed. My mom is drowning. She's 54. She works double shifts at a diner just to pay the interest on his debts. We're listing my childhood home for foreclosure next Tuesday. Yesterday, I was cleaning out Dad's old fishing tackle box. I found a hollowed-out flashlight handle. Inside was a USB stick and a laminated card with 24 words on it. A seed phrase. I know enough about crypto to check. I restored the wallet. It holds 65 Bitcoin, but here's the sick part. The part that makes my blood run cold. I checked the blockchain transaction history. The transfer to this wallet didn't happen years ago. It happened exactly 3 hours before the exchange halted withdrawals and announced the hack. Dad didn't lose the money. He knew what was coming. He got his funds out while everyone else burned. He watched Mom cry herself to sleep for 2 years over lost savings. He watched me drop out of grad school to work retail. All while he was sitting on a literal fortune he refused to touch. Now I'm stuck with a terrifying moral dilemma. If I cash this out, it might be flagged by the feds investigating the exchange collapse. It looks like insider trading or theft. But I just heard Mom on the phone begging the electric company for an extension. I have the keys to save us. But using them confirms my dad was a criminal who let his family suffer for a lie. Do I risk prison to save my mom, or do I let the house go?
What would you do in this situation? Let me know in the comments.
My father-in-law told me to destroy a hard drive. He said, don't snoop. But what I found inside changed everything. Last Sunday, my 58-year-old father-in-law looked me dead in the eye. He said, just put a drill through the hard drive. Don't snoop. He handed me an old Dell laptop. It was covered in dust. I'm a 29-year-old who works in data recovery, so naturally I didn't listen. Here's the context. My father-in-law, Greg, has been bleeding us dry for 5 years. My wife, who is 28, is a saint, but her dad is a recovering gambling addict. He claims he's living on Social Security scraps. We've delayed buying a house and having kids, because we're paying his rent every other month. I took the laptop to my lab. I booted the drive in a sandbox environment. It was mostly filled with sketchy browsing history. I ignored that. But then I saw it, hidden in a system folder, a wallet.dat file from late 2011. My heart stopped. I ran a brute force script on it. The password was pathetic, my wife's childhood nickname plus 123. It opened, it wasn't empty. It held 112 Bitcoin. I almost threw up on my keyboard. At today's prices, that is generational wealth. He bought it for pennies a decade ago. He clearly forgot about it. Or thought it was gone forever when the motherboard fried in 2015. Here is where my blood boils. 2 days later, Greg comes over for dinner. He's eating my steak, drinking my good bourbon, and sobbing to my wife that the bank is foreclosing on his trailer. He said, I just need $4,000, honey, or I'm on the street next week. My wife looked at me, tears in her eyes. She was silently begging me to approve the transfer from our emergency fund. I'm sitting there with a USB stick in my pocket, worth millions, money that belongs to the man begging for crumbs. If I hand it over, he'll gamble it away in a month, or lie and say it's not his. If I tell my wife, she'll hate him for the financial abuse, or hate me for snooping. But technically, he instructed me to destroy the drive. He abandoned the property. It was trash. I didn't transfer the rent money. I walked out of the house to cool off. Now my wife is sleeping in the guest room. She's calling me heartless for not helping her dad. I moved the coins to a cold wallet I control. Am I the villain if I keep it and just pay his bills anonymously? Or do I owe a millionaire beggar his fortune back?
Am I the a-hole here? What would you do in this situation? Let me know in the comments.